count if you're not subscribed. Speaking of votes, let's get to your first of many updates on the most requested race this week. The way this works, we tally all of your votes from Monday to now. And then in the chat box is where you can make a difference if you want to get your artist from, say, like number 6, number 5, number 2, 3, 4, whatever, to number 1 at the end of the show and get that highly coveted, most requested double play where we play your video twice. No one else gets played twice, but you do if you go harder than anybody else. So we usually do top 5, and MTV doesn't like me to talk about 10 through 6, but they have allowed me to tell you who's at number 6 because of the volume in the chat box right now. Starting the show off at number 6, ATs. ATs is at number 6. They had a heck of a week, and I don't know if it's A Tiny, the fandom name, but if you can tell me on Twitter, then let me know how to pronounce it. But ATs have just stormed the show. It's amazing to see. They debuted last week. They wound up top 5, and they're off to a hot start. Not quite in the top 5, but at number 6. So if you're an ATs fan right now, look, do whatever you want. You can use your own strategy. I would share the heck out of this link. I would spam Twitter and Instagram with the link to this YouTube with fellow ATs fans. If you know ATs fan accounts, get them to share because you guys are on the cusp of getting top 5. At number 5, our good friends, TDE. If you know what's up, Driver Era. That's what I'm talking about. Rocky and Ross. They gave us speaking of First 30, we got a sneak peek of Girlfriends. They gave us the sneak peek of Take Me Away. They've also got a new track out right now that's really fantastic. They dropped today. You can check that out. They're at number 5, and they opened there. Number 4 is Now United. It'd be cool if the Uniters, if the Bo Champions, that's a term I learned today for Josh fans, if you guys could get the word out about the stream and get you guys up a little bit higher and higher and higher, like a good old Creed song, you know what I'm saying? Now United is at number 4. At number 3, Sarah Geronimo opens at number 3. An amazing week for the Pop Stars, I believe is the fandom name for Sarah G for short. At number 2, Monsta X, which is where I believe they finished last week. They were most requested for 3 straight weeks. Morissette upended them. She took the crown last week. Can she do it for a second week? We're going to have to see. And she opens the show as most requested number 1. Now, if you're watching for the first time this week, these are fluctuating charts, right? Like it's a live show. It's almost like a sporting event, as one fan described it. If you go harder than other fandoms, this is going to change a lot. I'll guarantee you, I can't guarantee, but I'm going to guess, I'll bet that the top 5 looks different. And I'll even shout you out if you get it right before anybody else. And let's get into the most requested race right now. I told you this would change, and it already has. At number 5, currently, ATs is at number 5. Shout out to A Tiny, Tomato. You guys are kicking it. Driver Era has been kicked out of the top 5. I wish we had sound effects. Wah, wah, wah. Now United is sitting tight at number 4. They have not moved. So again, Uniters, not only get your fellow fans here to watch the interview with us, but also get them to vote for you. Producer Katie told me to say this, and it's very, very important. If you're in the chat and you're requesting Josh or Annie or Noah or Bailey or Sabina individually, don't do that. Those don't count. You need to be requesting Now United by name. So request Now United, and hopefully you've been doing that. If not, I feel really bad, but those are the rules. Number 3, Sarah Geronimo. Number 2, Monsta X. And number 1, Morissette. So really the only fluctuation I'm seeing so far early on in the show is AT is taking over for TDE at number 5. Zhang, Monsta X, Sarah Geronimo, CNCO, tomorrow Bye Together, Anthony Ortiz, Morissette, last week's most requested, I should say that. Give respect to Morissette, and more of your favorites. All right, now let's get to the most requested result catch-up. At number 5, ATs is number 5 right now. He's sitting pretty, holding steady, if you will. Now, Sarah Geronimo has fallen one spot to number 4. Pop Stars, where you at? You got to go harder for Sarah G. Rising one spot to number 3 is Now United. And here's where it gets dicey. Morissette is at number 2 right now. And Monsta X is at number 1. Doesn't mean that's how it's going to be at the end of the show, but that's how it stands right now at 6:41 p.m. Eastern. here on MTV. Don't go anywhere. But first, the most requested race, catch up at number 5. I love this. They're VMA nominees up for 2 categories this year. We just saw them. CNCO coming out of nowhere, knocking off ATs, and now they're at 5. Like, that's wild. The 5 spot's been interesting this week because the driver era, I wonder if we could set a record for the most amount of artists that have occupied a single spot. That'd be interesting, right? I don't know who keeps these kind of stats at MTV. But CNCO now, I believe, the 3rd group to hold the number 5 spot. So congrats to the CNC owners for going hard. Again, the name of the game, share the link, get your fellow CNC owners in here, and let's see how high we can get CNCO on today's show. At number 4, our guest, Now United. I believe they were at number 3 for a moment. They're back down to 4. And at number 3, this is a real shakeup. I don't know why I get nervous saying this. Like, you're going to come through the screen and, like, attack me. Morissette has fallen to number 3. Taking her place at number 2, Sarah Geronimo. I hope I'm saying Sarah's name right, and this isn't a typo I'm looking at. I think it's Geronimo. Sarah G. Let's just keep it a G. Let's keep it a. It's like when you don't know somebody's name in the workplace or at school, and you go, "Hey, you! Oh, good to see you." You know, dude, bro. Sarah G. We'll just keep it simple. And at number 1 is Monster X, and the Mom Baby. Banjo's asleep. I was going to ask for a drum roll from Banjo. This is your most requested reveal for August 7th, 2020. At number 5, ATs. I believe this is the 2nd straight week they've been in the top 5. If that's true, congratulations. If it's not, I'm a jerk. But ATs, number 5, I believe, for the 2nd straight week. At number 4, Now United, our guest of honor tonight, and we really appreciate them taking the time. And you have to understand, you know, from a behind-the-scenes standpoint, very hard coordination-wise to get everybody on the same Zoom, on the same phone, doing an interview at the same time. And they did that for us, so we appreciate them, and we appreciate you watching as a Now United fan and voting them to number 4. At number 3, this is where it gets interesting. We have Monster X left, we have Morissette left, and we have Sarah Geronimo left. Those are the only people we have left. You ready? At number 3, last week's most requested artist, Morissette, finishes at number 3. That's still good. That's still good, Morissette fans. It's still very, very good. And now, is it going to be Monster X or Sarah Geronimo? Sarah Geronimo or Monster X? I'll announce it like this. At number 1 for tonight's episode of the MTV Friday Livestream, Monster X, back at most requested. That's 4 total. That's 3 in a row. A new streak has started. I'm bad at math.